The stars above Chorus 9 turned red dot not from sunset, not from warships, from the fire of entire cities burning. The sky screamed with flame as buildings fell and Dominion soldiers cried for help. But no one came, because the humans had taken the planet and they were not leaving. For the first time in thousands of years, the galaxy saw what it meant to fight humans who had not forgotten, not forgiven. The myths were real. The monsters had returned, and they were angry. Chancellor Vakos stood in silence as a dozen Dominion officers shouted around him. The war room was a mess of flashing red lights, collapsing front lines and commanders, begging for reinforcements. Chorus 9 has fallen, said one officer, his voice dry with fear. Fleet 12 has been destroyed, said another. They're on the move again. 5 systems have gone dark. Vakos didn't speak. His clawed hands tightened behind his back. For the first time in his long life, he felt helpless. Humans were. Not like any other enemy. Their ships were old, their weapons simple, but they fought with something terrifying memory. On the surface of Chorus 9, Captain G1 stood among the ruins of a Dominion fortress. Smoke rose around him as the last enemy gun fell silent. His armor was blackened by plasma fire, but his eyes burned brighter than ever. Beside him stood Lieutenant Haran, her rifle still smoking. That's the 5th capital city in 3 days, she said. G1 nodded. We're not done. Haram looked out at the horizon. Dominion banners lay in the dirt. Their mighty statues had been blasted to rubble. Do you think they understand yet? She asked. Do they know why we're here? They will. G1 said, soon. In secret files buried deep inside human warships, the truth was stored. Long ago, before the Dominion ruled, humans had reached for the stars. They made alliances, built cities, raised families on distant worlds. Then the Dominion came. Afraid of humanity's strength, the Dominion launched a purge. Entire human colonies vanished, billions killed, history erased. It was genocide on a galactic scale. But one thing the Dominion never learned: you cannot kill a ghost that remembers its name. Fleet Admiral Taesuk, commander of the Earthborn Vanguard, leaned over a hologram map inside the flagship Armabond. He pointed at the glowing stars ahead. These are their remaining strongholds. These are their fuel worlds. These are their shipyards. You know what to do. He looked at his officers Mi Kyung, Sang Ho, Da Bin, and Yan Wu. All veterans. All survivors of lost worlds. All warriors born not from peace, but from ashes. Yes, sir, they said as one. Human fleets did not wait. They launched. The Dominion tried everything. They offered peace. They begged for talks. They even tried surrendering planets. But the humans gave no answer, no reply, only war, because this wasn't just a battle, it was justice, sharpened by centuries. When Dominion spies finally cracked a human broadcast signal, they found only one message being played across all frequencies. We remember Chorus. We remember Eridan. We remember Earth. You buried us. But the grave was shallow. Chancellor Vakos watched the disaster grow. Where do they get the ships? He roared. Where do they get the soldiers? We destroyed their systems. We? Don't know. Sealing, the intelligence officer, cried out. They appear from deep space, from places not on any chart. It's like they've built an empire in the dark. Vakos trembled. It's not possible. We erased them. No, she said softly. You made them stronger. The humans took planet after planet, not just with guns, but with fear. They shut down communication networks, hijacked Dominion satellites, broadcast old Earth music and videos on every screen. One planet woke up to ancient human war, drums echoing through their cities. Another received a single image, a human child crying beside the ruins of a city. The caption read, You did this. In space, the final Dominion Armada stood guard around the homeworld Ral Theros, the capital. 5,000 ships, planetary shields, orbital guns. Commander Hyen of the human fleet looked at the massive enemy force before him. His eyes narrowed. They think they're ready, he said. Captain Ram, commanding the 9th Assault Wing, smirked. They always think that. Hyen smiled faintly. Let's remind them. The final battle began. Human ships arrived like ghosts, appearing from warp tunnels, hidden gates, and dark zones. Dominion guns fired. Plasma beams lit up the sky, but the humans moved fast. Unnatural. Fast. Their formations changed mid-flight. Their missiles struck at angles that shouldn't be possible, and for every human ship that fell, 2 more replaced it. Inside the honor-bound, Admiral Tae-Suk issued a final command. All wings. Push through. The homeworld falls tonight. The defense grid of Ral Theros collapsed. Human marines dropped to the surface. Buildings burned. Skies filled with escape pods. Dominion soldiers ran. Civilians screamed. The war room where Vakos once ruled was empty now. Shattered glass and broken control panels. He stood alone, watching the sky fall. As fire rained from above, he whispered, "We thought they were myths." A voice spoke from behind him. "No, you made us myths. We became legends to survive." Vakos turned and saw Captain G1. "You," Vakos gasped. G1 raised his weapon. "No, humanity," and pulled the trigger. Epilogue. The war ended not with peace, but with silence. The Dominion was gone. Its worlds turned to dust. Its memory buried. In their place, the humans stood tall, not as rulers, but as warnings. New civilizations rose. They studied the stars. And in every school, in every library, one story was told. Once there were humans. The galaxy tried to erase them, but humans remember, and humans return. In deep space, a human fleet vanished again into the void, waiting for the next enemy foolish enough to forget, because legends never die. They wait.